Hey, you guys, welcome back to Recruiter's Corner. Today we're going to do an interview with
Tech Sergeant Gray.
Tech Sergeant Gray, Brad Gray, and Vanessa Gray. We're going to give you a perspective from what it's like being the parents of an Air Force recruiter.
All right. What a great introduction. I mean, he might as well come on here and take over my channel, right? All right. So the first thing that we're going to do, like my dad said, we're going to jump right into it from a parental perspective because I see a lot of applicants who come in and with their parents both together, they want to know a series of questions. And so one of the biggest things, especially being an Air Force recruiter, I had the opportunity to come back home to Atlanta and really recruit out of my hometown. So that's how I'm able to have my parents on the channel today. And without further ado, like he said, welcome to the Recruiter's Corner, and let's get to it. All right, so from a parental's perspective, if you wouldn't mind just kind of shedding light on your current position or your current profession, and do you think the profession that you have or that you had in the past played a role in the decision of your child joining the military?
I'm a certified surgical technician at Children's Healthcare. I think it played a role in her deciding to join that military because she's always wanted to be in the medical field, and by her being in the military, it kind of gave her, I guess, the benefits of going to school and to do what she wanted to do in the medical field.
Yeah.
I'm a public safety officer. I've been in public safety for over 38 years, and I'm not sure if it played a part of her joining the military, but I think no matter what you do as a parent, it always has an effect on your kids' decisions on making decisions on whether they join the military or any other undertaking in a job.
Okay, thank you. So the next question, what is the importance of supporting your child who wants to join any branch, and how do you keep from having a biased opinion on that branch of choice?
I think it's important to help provide information, and I don't think that you should be biased. I think you should help them provide as much. You should help provide as much information to your child as possible, so that you can help them make the correct decision.
You said the question was.
What's the importance of supporting your child who wants to join any branch? And like, if I wanted to go, let's say I wanted to go to the Army or to the Marines, or how would you prevent, what bias would you not have in terms of saying like, well, I don't want you to go to that branch, or,
No, I don't think I would be biased, but it's just like any other job. I mean, going to the military is like going to a job. So it doesn't matter what branch you go to. I think we got to be 100% supportive of whatever decision that, they make. We got to be behind them 100%.
Right. Okay. So one thing too, like, cause I have an older brother who's also he was also in the Army. And as you guys know, I'm in the Air Force. So there's kind of two different perspectives there. One thing that I really see a lot as a recruiter is, well, I don't want my child going to the Marines, or I don't want my child going to the Army. But the reality of the situation is that we're all brothers and sisters in arms. And that information will kind of shed light on in the next couple of videos. So moving to the next question, did you guys as parents take any step in helping either, myself or Mario join their branch of service?
Well, with Brandy, I didn't really have a choice because
I was out.
Like she told the pastor when he told her she had to leave because she was out of high school. She was like, I'm already 10 feet ahead of your foot, because he said she was going to get kicked out. But anyway, with Mario, we kind of gave him the ultimatum, okay, because you either go to school or you go to the military. You go to college. Next thing you know, Mario back at home. So I said, okay, let's go to the Army.
Right.
Let's go talk to a recruiter. So we kind of had to push him. But with you already had your mind made, and I think you made a good choice.
Yeah.
As she was saying with Mario, it was kind of an ultimatum, but with you, it was kind of like, I think you sat down with me and discussed it, and basically it was just helping you find all the information that you needed.
Right. So another thing too, it's not on my paper, but another thing that I run into as well is I do have a lot of parents that come in and they're like, I gave them the choice. You know, either they go to school and they do well in college, or you going to the service.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, for him, I think it made him mature faster
Mm-hmm.
by him going to the military. Now, I don't know if that's for everybody, but I could see a big change in him after he graduated.
Mhm.
And, you know,
Mhm.
it just made him more mature than he was.
Right. Do you think that that had something to do with, like, you know, a force of the parent saying you need to go be productive, and if you're not gonna do it,
No, because if they don't really want to be there,
they're not gonna do
they're
it?
not going to be productive.
Right.
So it's kind of like he wanted to go,
Mm-hmm.
but he was kind of afraid of, you know, the unknown.
Gotcha.
But I think once he got there, he was okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I would say basically it was about structure.
Right.
I think as a young adult you need structure,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes, and I know you have in your house, in most households there's structure, but sometimes getting outside of that structure in your household and going somewhere else that provides different structure is important. I think it helps you to grow up faster and helps you to make important decisions.
Right. Okay. So moving on to the next question. As a recruiter, I meet a lot of parents who say, "I don't want my, you know, child in a career field that's going to send them to war," or will they be in a career field that will send them to war? So, what is your opinion on that from a parent's perspective?
Well, I don't think that's something that the recruiter can predict or, you know,
Right.
say if I think it determines what field they're, you know,
Going into.
selected into. Yeah, but I don't think we can make that call as to if they go to war or not.
Right.
Because I just don't think we can, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a parent,
Or a recruiter.
right, or a recruiter, there is only so much. And like I said in the other interview that I did with Sergeant Jackson, you know, regardless of your career field, if we are, you know, you are in a profession of arms, right? So if you're able-bodied, then you are, and you're called upon, you're probably going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But what would be your opinion of that?
My opinion of is that's going to be a call upon your commander in chief, and you got to remember you're joining the military, and there's a great possibility that if this country does go to war, that you may be what's the word I'm looking for? Selected or deployed.
Okay.
You may be deployed. But you have to understand that being in the military is just like being in the civilian world.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a job.
Right.
And in that job, you know, if that's what it's called for you to be in that specific area where there's where you're in harm's way, and that's your job there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go and you got to do your part. So
100%. Okay. So moving on, as a parent of a military child, what are some of your fears and how do you overcome those fears?
Well, my biggest fear was that you would get deployed.
Okay.
And you did.
I did.
And I worried.
Oh, right.
But I think as long as I could hear your voice,
Mm-hmm.
now, if not every day, but whenever you called
Right.
to let me know that you were okay, I was okay.
Right.
But that was my biggest fear of you being
Okay.
deployed into the war zone.
Gotcha. So I guess my question then would be, what if you are the parent of somebody who's not able to, because I was deployed to Afghanistan and I had the ability to give you guys a call, if not like twice a week, you know, to let you know that I was okay. But if you're the parent of a child who doesn't have that ability, because there are some positions in the military where you are out in, you know, austere locations and you don't have that access. So how would you overcome that?
Pray.
Okay. All right.
I'll agree. Prayer. I really don't know how to overcome that. I don't think I can say is just pray and hope for everything to be the best.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know that you can overcome that. I mean, there will always be a level of fear.
Right.
There will always be a level of uncertainty. So, and no matter where you go in life, even if your kid is at home and they're out at night, there's a level of fear that things go wrong. And things can go wrong anywhere.
Right.
So.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What advice would you give to any young adult who, they may want to join the Air Force or any branch of service for that matter, and their parents do not support their decision? What would you tell them?
Well, go to a recruiter's office, talk to a recruiter,
Right.
get some insight of what it's like. Watch a video.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
tons of stuff out there.
Yeah. And I don't know, take your parent with you. Let them hear what the recruiter has to say.
Right.
And then make a decision together. If not, find some other alternative.
I got you.
To education or whatever it is you're looking for for the military.
Right. Okay. Good.
I think as a young adult, if you're of the age to make the decision yourself, then that decision is basically solely upon you.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that if you're living in your parents' household, that you should give them some consideration and discuss it with them,
Right.
even though they may not support you. Going into the military, I will tell you, do your research. Figure out if that's really what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you want to do, have a discussion with your parents and move forward.
Absolutely. Or you could just go to the recruiting office and sign the paperwork like I did.
Oh yeah, I did that.
All right. What advice would you give to any parent of an applicant who wants to join?
My advice would be, again, research, gather the information, help your child make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that looking at your career and where you've been in the military, that it's been great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know it may not be that way for everybody. It depends on what you make of it. But
Absolutely.
I think that there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of education that's to be had.
Mm-hmm.
And the plus side of it is Uncle Sam pays for it.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah,
So-
that's true.
So for me, that's been a plus. And the other plus, I guess, is being able to travel around different places where you've been.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. So as parents, you guys have been to 2 basic military training graduations, right? So both Army and Air Force. What did that look like for you as a parent?
It was a wonderful experience for me. Just seeing the level of maturity
Mm-hmm.
after basics, and it was just awesome.
Okay.
It was like,
Don't start crying. On
it
camera.
was like tear jerking. It was just wonderful.
Yeah.
It really was.
Okay. And what
Yeah.
aspect?
Like I said, just knowing that y'all made it through basics,
Uh-huh.
you able to hold your own. It was just
It was a good feeling.
it's a good feeling.
Gotcha.
It really was.
So one thing that definitely stands out to me that I remember is, graduation day, and you get to walk around as a parent to see what your child has been through for those past, well, when I went through it was 6 weeks, but now it's longer. So I remember specifically introducing y'all to my TI, and I remember me and my TI, boy, we had it out for the first couple of weeks. I didn't think I was gonna make it. But I guess from my experience as well, it was a great feeling to know that, 1, it was temporary, but 2, I did make it, and now, almost 12 years later, it's just like you don't forget that memory.
Right.
So what does that look like for you?
it was exciting. Again, like you said, being able to go around and see what each one of you had been through.
Mm-hmm.
It was also moving to see that now you've moved on, you've matured a little bit more, you're able to make decisions. You're able to make better decisions in life.
Right.
So to me, that's important. It helps you grow up, I think.
Yeah, but the hardest part is, like I said, you don't hear from you guys for these first 6 weeks of basics, and
Well, it wasn't that long because
Yeah,
it was only 6 weeks.
No, but it seemed like forever though. When
Yeah.
when you don't hear from you, don't see you.
You know what? Well, since you're on that, and it's not included on my questions, but I have parents that reach back to me and they're like, "Hey, Sergeant Gray, I haven't heard from so and so, and it's been almost 2 weeks now. What advice would you give that
Well,
parent?"
that's expected. I think the recruiter would tell the parents that.
Yeah, like, hey,
If
not
you
gonna
want to hear
them.
from them, you got to write them.
Yes.
But no phone calls, no,
I think that we gave you guys a phone call like the first
first,
night.
yeah,
We made
that
it.
you made it there. And
Hey,
after
Mom,
that-
I'm here. This is my address. Write fast because I
Right.
can't talk long.
Right. But yeah, that's the hardest part of it.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
made it through.
I don't think that was hard for me.
Of course not. You out of my house now.
I hear from you when you call.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so moving on. Did you answer that question? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So what have been some of your best experiences as a military parent?
To travel. Going to Italy.
Okay.
No, just
All right.
editing.
Nah, I ain't editing that. This gonna be raw material. We putting it on like it is. Okay.
No, but for real, it is. I mean, to see you do the things that you want to do in life, the place. I mean, it's the military has put you through college. You've been able to travel and do things. I mean, it's a job, but at the same time, you still get to have
Enjoy
fun
it,
in that
yeah.
job, doing that
A
job.
job that you enjoy, and I think that's what it's about.
Mhm.
All right, so as we wrap up, is there any other advice that you can give to a prospective applicant and or a parent for that matter?
I would say as a parent, let your child grow up, let them make some, if they're young adults, let them make some decisions. Just be there for them, help provide that information and help them make the proper decisions. I think that's what it's all about is being able to help them move forward.
I agree. Any specifics or you just
He pretty much said it.
gotcha? Well, that really wraps up the video today for the Recruiter's Corner, and I want to thank my parents for coming through because they were gonna bail and not do the video, but I had to force them to be here. So I really appreciate y'all for real for coming through and just answering some questions, and I hope that this helps whether you're a prospective applicant or somebody who's looking to join, or a parent for that matter. So don't forget, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll bring you more in the future. Thank you for joining us on the Recruiter's Corner.
Just want to add, we are so proud of Brandy. She has really been doing very well at what she does.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.